WWE Evolution stacked card, headlined by Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. They played that well up on Raw. Over the course of the feud between these two, that Rhea Ripley has never beat Io Sky. What do you guys make of that matchup? I think it's an intriguing matchup. What do you guys say?
Okay, before we get into the entire card, I just want to say this: WWE Evolution, it is a stacked card. I mean, some of these matches, just definitely something that I'm looking forward to. But this doesn't feel as big as it should be.
Yeah,
like the fact that this event literally only got like 2 weeks of build, to me it's kind of disgraceful. You're talking about 5 years ago when they initially introduced this event as an all women's event. I remember when Stephanie McMahon made the announcement in the ring to the women on the stage, and you saw just like the tears and the passion, everything that women have been through in professional wrestling to get to this point. I'm sure Sonny knows about that more than any one of us right now. Everything that women have been through to get to this point, and the fact that it took 5 years to get a second Evolution event, and they literally only built it up in 2 weeks. I feel as though that the women in this event deserved a lot more. There's a lot of banger matches on this card that if they put a story behind it, that this event would be huge. Probably might even be bigger than All In this weekend if they actually had stories behind them. Because the card is stacked. I just feel as though this event deserved more. That's all.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. Completely agree.
They should have had at least a month build, like at least.
This is the issue where I feel like with WWE, especially with the cards and how they build stuff, they give so much airtime to stuff that doesn't need airtime or doesn't need as much airtime, where they could be focusing on other things. Evolution has been announced for over a month now. And we have the Io and Rhea story. We got the Naomi and Jade story, which is I'm happy about.
And all the other story as well.
All the other stuff has just been built in like a couple weeks. And it's just like, okay, now we're here. And it's like, okay, but these matches on paper look great, but the stories there just aren't there. Like the Tiffany Stratton, I haven't been a fan of her run on the main roster as yet. Especially as champion, but it's just like, okay, her and Trish Stratus have this history, and it's just out of nowhere they're pulling it out, and it's just like, okay, I understand it's for Evolution, but it's like, it's just weird right now, where it's like there's a lot of stuff that should be better. I'm just gonna agree with Brian, basically, like the build to this should be better, especially being the second women's all pay-per-view for WWE. It should be a little bit more meaningful. Yeah, and especially a down period where if we didn't have Saturday night's main event, it would really just be this PLE. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a little bit like Charlotte Flair, where she wanted to get Stratton. I thought that bill should have gone more than it did. I mean, you just had 3.5 weeks of them in each other's face, and I'll go on record as saying this: I think they were getting too personal in people's private lives versus what they've actually done in the ring. I think there needs to be a separation between that and the handling of officials and commentators is out of this world, off the hook. I don't understand why Triple H has not come down on it to the point of suspending some people and getting some people out and putting in some penalties. They're trying to make it as popular as football. I do understand. And it can get there, but you are sending a wrong message, I think, to the younger generation of fans when you start putting your hands on officials. Because that's going to filter right down into the school system. And the next thing you know, you're going to have a mess there too, and it's for what they see on TV.
Yeah.
You can honestly make the case right now, make the argument that since that promo segment with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, where they got personal, Tiffany Stratton's stock has just dipped since then. Like it's completely just drowned out. I mean, the in ring that what you're seeing in ring with her is still great, but as far as the character aspect of it, it hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, all she says is one thing, and it's
Tiffany time.
It feels like that's all she has.
Really, like,
you know, so
I actually hope that Naomi cashes in this match. That's what I'm hoping for. I just want Tiffany Stratton to be a heel right now. Right now, she's a babyface by default. That's what she is right now. I just want her to be the heel Tiffany Stratton that she was in NXT and when she was with Nia. Because right now, what she's doing right now is just not working.
Yeah, it's not working. It didn't the last time. Didn't Trish and Tiffany tag at? That was a Mania.
Elimination Chamber. That was Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. Yeah, and now out of nowhere, Trish Stratus just gets a title shot.
Yeah, because the champions, both champions, both her and Io had the option to pick their opponent for the Revolution. That's why, and she picked Trish.
Yes. My thing was that I would have rather had Trish Stratus on TV for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
and they're kind of egging and hinting that she's going to go after the title and stuff like that, like one more run and stuff like that. Kind of like what they're doing with Nikki Bella with this whole battle royal that they're going to have.
All right, Daniel, I'll give you this. If you flip flop Trish Stratus and Nikki Bella right now, and you had Trish on more weeks building up to the Tiffany Stratton match, that would have been a lot better than what we're getting with Nikki Bella. Okay.
I'm just saying, Brian. You just gotta stop arguing with me sometimes.
I was just talking about business.
Sometimes I make sense over here. Sometimes I make sense. But yes, we have Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton. We got Jade Cargill and Naomi in the no holds bar match, which is just balloon. I think they only fought like once, and now it's just a no holds bar match.
They just had it was just a match at Mania. Yeah, but at least that story has been for months. At least have the built-in story, like.
And then we got the triple threat intercontinental title match with Lyra, Becky, and Bailey for the Intercontinental title match. I really like how Lyra's being presented in this over the past couple weeks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you guys about that because apparently Lyra's been getting like buried on social media for that promo segment that they had on Monday Night Raw. Me personally, I didn't see anything wrong with it. Did you guys see any issues with Lyra's promo on Raw?
My issue was Becky Lynch. That's my issue right now is Becky Lynch. And yes, I know she's popular, and yes, I know she's the man and has the history behind her and one of the best women wrestlers ever. But her promo work sometimes is not the best. And I don't think she needs to. I thought Bailey and Lyra were fine on Monday. I thought Becky Lynch didn't add anything to the promo. I thought she was annoying, if anything.
Well, I'd like to add this. I think Bailey, for all her effort, is one of the happiest people to be there in the business where she's at. She said one thing that was negative, I thought, a couple of weeks ago on one of the pay-per-views WWE had. She said, I don't see myself as a Charlotte Flair or Trish Stratus at this point. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know. She might have said 2 years from now. And you don't need to be talking junk about yourself on national television. I didn't have interview time in school because we weren't set up for that. I got my interview time on the road, but you learned real quick what comes out your mouth is what they go and pounce on. And she's got the size, and and she can move, and I'd like to see her win. I think she could use a good win right now. I'm tired of seeing her get tossed out of the ring and being pure attacked from behind before she got to the ring. So, and those things happen.
I've been one of the biggest Bailey supporters because I feel like she's talented in the ring. She's good.
I'd buy Bailey dinner. On me.
She's a good worker, and I'm just like, I would rather have her be a heel against Lyra at this point rather than Becky. I understand why they have Becky as a heel, but it's just like I feel like this feud has a potential to be good, the three of them, if they're all included. I just don't know how it's going to work and how they're going to go forward, but I'm looking forward to this match because Lyra's been hot. Has been picking up steam in this, has been really developing her character overall, and I'm looking forward to that. And I hope that she wins, but I don't know if they're going to have her win. I think Becky's going to figure out a way to weasel her way out of this one and continue.
And I'd just like to say something about Io Sky and Mommy. I think I think that's the mismatch of the century. But I admire Io Sky's determination and ambition. She's ever since she's become champion, she said, "But I'm here. I'm currently the champion." She knows she's got a great self-image. I think if they keep people out of it, Mommy could win this one, and we'll just see who all comes down to the party. But anyway.
Yeah, I almost feel like because Rhea Ripley has been getting these babyface reactions lately. I mean, you can make the case that she's the matter of fact. I think I made the case last week that she is the hardest female on the roster right now as far as crowd reaction goes, and Io would be the number 2. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put the title back on Rhea just for that purpose and to kind of finally, because if you saw the promo package with her and Io, you kind of forgot about those prior matches in NXT, and some of those the prior history. Like I even slipped my mind that like, oh, they had another match and they had another match together in NXT and all of that stuff.
So
they may finally be giving Rhea Ripley say, okay, you're gonna get the win now. You can finally gonna beat the that you haven't been able to figure out in years.
Well, when Rhea Ripley came back, she said on promos, she said, "Mommy's back," and that's been her spin the whole time she's been back. I mean, she has come out every show and given the effort that goes behind that in standing up to what she said. And who here would like to see Becky Lynch lose? I would. I
want to rain on her parade, but it's just I haven't been a fan
Becky
since she's.
Becky gets no love on.
I have been a fan since her demand deal. My demand and Demand Eagle is to honor my time with Ric Flair, and supposedly, if you could believe what you read on AI, he knows about it, and he's not said anything publicly about it. But I'm not in his face with it all the time. Becky Lynch came out and literally got in the man's face with it. So that's when I started backing up on her side when I thought, man.
I don't know. It's not that it's not for a lack of effort. It's just like I just don't want to see her win.
It's been kind of the same rhetoric. I feel like these last few times that she's been heel. Honestly, I think she should just go back to being a babyface because she
made a better babyface, I thought.
Exactly. Or when she was
my personal opinion.
when she was kind of declaring herself as a badass, like the man, that worked for her too. But this whole heel shtick has. It's just like the whole blaming people and delusional rants.
You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? It's John Cena.
John Cena.
It's Becky Cena. That's what it is. They're both doing the same spiel, and it's both not working. Yeah.
Also similar to what the New Day's been doing.
Yeah. But the New Day are comical, though. They make light of it, though. Yeah, so that's where it's like, okay, we've been seeing the New Day do this, so we can get with it. With Becky, it's just like, okay, we need you to do something different. Exactly. We also have the tag teams titles actually being defended. The Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on the newly formed team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We got Sol Ruka and Zarya representing NXT, and we have the Kabuki Warriors reforming themselves on Raw this past Monday. I liked it, Lewis. Let's not rain on their parade.
Again, like I just said, when you name all that talent in that one match alone, it's just like, damn, why didn't they just build this out for a month? like the talent alone makes that match must see.
I'll take back my complaint. I mean, I guess we'll take an actual tag team for this tag team match. So I just wasn't a huge fan when they were the Kabuki Warriors, but I mean, hey, it's an actual tag team, so I'll take it.
I'll say this about my gripe. I have a little gripe with it. Kairi Sane just had a vignette last week about going for gold, and now she's going after the tag team titles.
Hey, it's gold, right?
It's gold.
She didn't say what kind of gold is.
Gold.
I don't know.
She wanted gold.
I'm ready to see them push Charlotte Flair into more of a winning position. She's come back. She's taken the heat. She's having to learn to work with her leg brace. Her knee seems to be holding up. I like her and Blitz being together. I think they have a real chance at getting it done. That's what it takes. You've got to know your partner. Jeff Hardy and I became tag champions one night on the show against Hardcore Holly and Crash. And the reason we did it during the ladder match win was because Jeff and I had known each other for a few years before that. The Hardys and I started out about the same time frame.
Oh, wow.
And I met them early on. And anyway, I climbed the ladder and hit the rope, and Jeff took care of the bottom. And that's what it takes. You got to be able to trust your other man in the ring. They say it's all this way. No, it's not, because you get in there, like in my situation with Gravedigger, there we were. And it should have been the promoter and Gravedigger. That would have been the better deal. But anyway, it didn't go that way. So everything that rolled out, Jey Uso, not to interrupt you, Daniel, but Jey Uso said he and Gunther weren't supposed to have changed it there that night. So, I mean, that's what the fanfare doesn't seem to realize. Boo-boos happen, and people give out. And things aren't all scripted. Yep. Get into heated debates with the old man over this all the time. But anyway.
I think I like the Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair combo, even though people are saying this is just to get Flair over as a babyface, which I do agree in some capacity. But it's the odd couple tag team that we've seen over the course of time, like two partners that shouldn't be working together actually work. So I hope they continue to build that. The Kabuki Warriors rejoining, I think in this phase of it, hopefully is better than what it is, and hopefully they continue to build the women's tag team division. What can I say about Sol Ruka and Zarya? They're in NXT. They're building a house down there.
Sol Ruka's finisher is amazing.
Yeah. They're on the come up.
That move.
As for Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, I think this is the best Raquel has looked since she's been on the main roster with that match with Rhea Ripley. I think it's continuing. Yeah. I think it's continuing so far. And then you got Roxanne Perez, who on the main roster is already awesome. I think she's fantastic. She can wrestle with anybody. So I like the pairing of that as well. So we'll see what happens with that at Evolution. And they also have the Battle Royal, which I think Nikki Bella's favorite to win. I think they're going to try to pull a swerve in that.
No, there's only one person who should win that Battle Royal if she's ready to go, and that's Bianca Belair.
Yes, that's true.
If Bianca is not, I think she still had the finger injury. If she's healthy and she's ready to go, and she is in the match, it only makes sense. Think about it.
Got the greatest hair I've ever seen. I mean, ever on anybody.
Bianca, number one contender for the champion at Clash of Paris. You already got Jade winning Queen of the Ring, and then you got Naomi with the briefcase. Everything screams to those three. those three are going to be the top of the SmackDown's women's division going into the end of the year. So you might as well go in that direction.
Did they happen to announce everyone who's in the Battle Royal? Or just a few names? I know like Ivy Nile, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, they announced a few names on NXT last night. The general manager Ava, she announced the 6 women that are going to be representing NXT, and then a whole bunch of other people like Ivy, like you mentioned, Ivy Nile, Zelina Vega,
got the list.
Stephanie Baker came out last year. Jada Parker.
So they got Stephanie Baker, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae, and Natalia as participants. Come on. And just as a quick,
what do y'all think about Ava as the person calling the shots? Everyone seems to tremble in front of her. I think it's fabulous, men and women.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was very random how she was general manager because people forget that she was in that group with Joe Gacy. Schism. She was in that group.
I had.
She was in that group, and then randomly, she's just the general manager. So I just thought it was so random how she got it. But then we all know who her father is, so it's like, okay, it makes sense.
And I thought in the very origin of it, I thought, well, this is going to be a short run, but she's been up there a while. She doesn't play. She gets out there in the ring with him. She says, we're doing this, sign this. And wrestlers get stubborn over stuff. And seemingly so far, she's gotten it done every show. I mean, whatever she set out to do.
She's definitely made it work. Definitely made it work down there in NXT. That'll be Evolution recap here. I'm gonna let Brian and Lewis and Sonny take this over. AEW All In is this weekend as well. I believe it's at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
I'm watching on Tuesday. I've got a show reunion on Saturday, so I'll be getting it on Tuesday.
Yes.
On the replay.
Biggest show of the year, fellas.
Yeah. This is AEW's biggest show of the year. This is All In that we're talking about. And honestly, looking at the match card,
looks solid.
If they keep this match card at the current number of 8 right now, I'll say this right. I'll make a prediction. Have a hot take right now. All In has a chance to be better than WrestleMania was this year. Yeah, it does. It does. The way this card looks right now, if you keep the card currently the way it is right now, it's gonna surpass.
Dan's gonna leave. Dan's gonna leave the pod right now. He's gonna end the show.
I'm gonna remain professional because of our special guest here. I'm gonna remain professional and not leave the show and not disconnect.
All right, so
AEW All In is taking place this Saturday. In Arlington, Texas. So that's dope. They've been promoting this for quite a while. Bunch
close
of
to where Hank Hill lives, Arlington.
Near Arlington, Texas. There's a lot of matches on the card here. 8 actually. Timeless Tony Storm will be taking on Mercedes Moné for the AEW World Championship. I have my
eyes shut during that. So I'm glad you must see this.
I've been waiting for. Mercedes Moné has been building herself up over the past year as this person winning all the titles. But it's just like at this point, I need to see something happen with this match.
This literally is one of those matches where you really can't call it. You can't call what direction they're gonna go in.
Yeah,
because you got Mercedes. She already has them. She's already 6 belts Moné right now, going for number 7. You can't see Tony Storm losing because then you don't know what her direction is yet. And when you look at their entire women's division, in my opinion. I mean, I've said that you got Tony Storm, you got Mercedes Moné, and then you kind of have everybody else right now.
Pretty much,
they made it pretty clear that like these are the two gems of the division, and everybody else is just kind of hoping to get to that next level. But it's going to be a great match. I mean, Mercedes Moné hasn't had a bad match yet on the main since she's been in AEW.
I'm laughing at Dan.
Yeah,
he just turned it off.
I'm hyped for this match. I know Dan probably isn't, but I don't care. To me, Tony Storm is like the epitome of a top female character wrestler.
I will say she's the one thing AEW is doing right for me.
That's like 100% full blown character wrestler, everything that a female wrestler could be. And I've always been a Mercedes fan. I was a little worried, not skeptical. I would say worried about her presentation coming in. The CEO thing was a little like. It's very similar, but it's different. And, she did get a lot of flack for it in the beginning, but I think she has overcome that. And she's proven herself by going to all these promotions and winning all these titles. So it definitely makes it for a dream match where you have, this top character versus this top wrestler. I mean, Tony's also a great wrestler as well, but it's like, it's definitely been built up, I think, immensely for this pay-per-view.
This is my hope because remember when Mercedes Moné first came to AEW, I said her and Britt Baker are going to be the women's division. That was my first thing. And then that match happened and it was terrible.
The chemistry just wasn't there. It wasn't.
Yeah.
This
is the reboot.
Special.
This is the reboot that could save the AEW's women's division. That is what potentially this. Could
But
be.
does anyone now? I'll say this in the beginning. I adore timeless Tony Storm. I've talked about her on Wrestling Spotlight from the beginning. But Mercedes Moné was rejected by the WWE, and she stepped down to AEW, and look at her now. In that respect, so
yeah,
you can kind of say the same thing about Tony Storm, because she also got let go from WWE. Both of them, two prize positions that WWE had, and then obviously didn't. Obviously, and then
Tony
was a top star.
Tony Storm was getting pie thrown in her face.
So, was
she the first? Was she the first UK women's champ? Was that it?
I think so.
I'm hoping it's a draw. I hope they wrestle down to the very time limit of it, and I'm hoping it's a draw. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the way they did it back in my day. Wahoo and Flair in the Battle of the Belts, draw, 45 minutes.
I mean, in that case, seeing as though they similarly are the women's division right now. I mean, the fans wouldn't like it, but that almost would make sense that would be like the best direction to go in
to continue it into the summer.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could easily make this like a
give them a chance to really get to know each other in the ring. It's a whole different animal in the ring. I mean, you can talk all the junk you want to on the mic, but when you're in the ring in there with them, that's entirely different than all these little run-in things that they've been having. I don't think it's been hyped enough.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like Brian, but I agree with him. So
let's see what else we got.
Yes,
here.
sir.
We got Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page in a Texas death match.
Please let this be the end of Jon Moxley's reign of terror.
For the love of God, if not Hangman, Jon Moxley cannot walk out of that stadium on Saturday with the title. If it's not Hangman, it could be the winner of the battle, the Casino Gauntlet match. Could be somebody completely different that we're not thinking of. But Jon Moxley cannot leave that stadium with the title. He can't. He can't. For the morale of that for fan morale of that company, Moxley cannot walk out with the title.
You want to know what? I want Jon Moxley to win now.
Oh my God.
That's how I'm going to go about it. I want Jon Moxley to continue his reign of terror over AEW.
Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to
make us go full JR on you, Dan. He's like,
I think that's probably going to be the outcome of that. But I think if anyone can get the job done, and if John can, if John was to take on Hangman one-on-one, I don't think he could beat him. And to me, what makes Moxley look so bad right now is every match he brings in the Death Riders, and I don't think he needs to do that. When Flair had the Horsemen, Flair would, from time to time on his own, without a manager, without the Horsemen, with JJ up in the cage even, would go against the top guys in the company, 45 minutes to an hour, night after night. And that's why you didn't mind it when he had the Horsemen, because he had done those things. Mm-hmm. And this Jon Moxley thing, as good a worker as I think Jon Moxley is, I'd like to meet him one day and just chat with him. But he, for the company to continue to send in the Death Riders, it's just tearing it down, in my opinion. Because you're not getting your whole money's worth as a fan out of it. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just a drag, because it's like we've seen Jon Moxley with the title so much in AEW. When they've needed like someone to
watched it a year now. He's had it the whole year almost. I mean, he's
just not going to drop that. He's just not going to drop that title. Anytime they're in a pinch, they give him the title and stuff like that. So it's just like, we're hoping Hangman Page wins, but you want to know what? I want Jon Moxley to win. This negativity towards Jon Moxley, I think, is unwarranted. I think he needs to carry it a little more. Let's keep moving on. Winner take all match to unify the AEW Continental Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. Kenny Okada versus Kenny Omega. This is a dream match from Wrestle Kingdom. Which one was it?
Yeah,
I can't remember the Wrestle Kingdom number, but
and it's that, and that's why I'm actually kind of afraid for this match, because I already know people are already going into this match thinking they're going to get the same shit that they got from those guys years
Wrestle
ago.
Kingdom.
Some people arguably calling one of the greatest matches of all time. Or matter of fact, one of the greatest feuds of all time. The promo package that AEW did chronicling their entire feud was some of the best production that they've done in a long time. But like you've seen, like some of these matches, they've been, like I said, these are 5-star classics, and I'm afraid that people aren't going to factor in the fact that these guys are years older, probably not going to be able to do the same stuff at the same intensity that they did it years ago. And I almost feel like this match is going to be set up for a letdown because of it.
Mm-hmm.
They what I enjoyed so much about the Indies was you could go in an area, a given area of 100 miles around some place, and the fans knew that if you came out a certain door, you were the heel, and if you came out another door, you were the babyface, and they would go at it as is. I mean, no story in between it, no nothing. When you start telling the stories repeatedly, month after month after month, to me that waters it down.
Yeah.
As a profession, and then you like back in my era, you put a 7-foot tall man against someone's, even Mr. Bentley size, who's 6'3". You go, well, that's uneven. Well, the same thing with Mommy and Io Sky, that's uneven. So you know that's, even though it can be done, it's more doable to me when people are more evenly matched up. So that's always been my soapbox about the bit.
Yeah, but this match, I'm just like, I'm not expecting the Wrestle Kingdom match from these two, even though I'm pretty sure they're gonna call back to some of the stuff they did in that match.
Definitely.
But it's just, this is AEW. They got to change it up, and especially with these two, is this the first time they faced each other in AEW?
In AEW, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get more out of this.
Yeah.
So for me, for this matchup, I'm just like, save some of the stuff. I don't care if it's a smallish finish with Don Callis coming in doing something, usually to screw over Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
As the 50,000 times that he's done it.
But and well, I'll spray to. So
yeah, like you gotta. I feel like they gotta
stretch. But gosh,
I feel like they just gotta stretch this out a little bit for the sake of AEW, to have something else other than, you know what I mean? Like just to have some meat on the bone with this and let it draw out a little bit more than just ending it like that. I hope this. I know it's not. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star match. I think it could be a very good match, but hopefully. I want them to stretch this out a little bit. I don't want this to just be a hot shot like AEW usually does and just grind it out. I want them. I want them to actually build this up over time, because these two guys can work and you can build something there, especially with these two guys great in the ring. Let's keep moving on here. We got Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks for their EVP titles. I don't know why that's on the line.
Their positions, apparently.
Yeah, their positions because as heels, the Young Bucks have been going crazy around AEW. But they also added in the stipulation last week that if Swerve and Ospreay lose, then they can't challenge for the AEW title for an entire year.
For a year.
Oh wow!
So that's very interesting. Now, if they go with the Bucks, that's a very ballsy move to essentially take your two of your top guys away from the world title for an entire year.
This is my fear. This is my one fear with that. I don't want them to get pigeonholed like how they did with Cody Rhodes. Because remember when Cody Rhodes lost that title opportunity and he couldn't challenge for the world title?
AEW title at all. Yeah.
That was a misstep, I think, for AEW, even though I think Cody Rhodes was like, I want to showcase the young guys. I want to get other guys into that spot. It hurt them in a sense because Cody wasn't in the main title picture.
Plus, if they do that, it also goes to show, okay, okay, yeah, you guys are the place with the best wrestler, right? Okay, you guys tout how deep your roster is, right? Okay, let's take Swerve. Let's take Swerve and Ospreay away. Okay, now book your title scene without them for a year. See now we're gonna see how deep that roster is.
They got the ace in their pocket. I'm gonna tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Because they do go in that direction. Now you're going to see, okay, is this roster as deep as you guys say it is? Okay,
the Ayatollah of rock and
roll.
I'm
kind of ready to
AEW.
I'm kind of ready to see Will Ospreay and Swerve win. They have gone down the road, and they deserve the W as bad as anybody in AEW. I think at this point, and they've got a good crowd momentum going into this. The Young Bucks are still young, and in Will and Swerve's case, stock sticking. So I'd like to see them as champions.
And especially as over as those two guys are, to take them away from the title picture, it's like, what are you doing with
now?
You're gonna put them in the tag team? Is that going to be it? You're just going to put them in the tag team division? Mm-hmm.
Well, I've heard some people speculate that because All In is going to be back at London next year, that this is an elaborate scheme that have Ospreay not win the title. That way you have a whole year, and then Ospreay gets a title shot at the All In next year in London, which story-wise would be a good story, but you gotta make it interesting though.
My thing is if it was just him. If it was just him with that stipulation on him, then that would add a little bit more intrigue and let Swerve be able to go back into the main event picture. Yeah. But because it's both of them, I'm like, is that the best thing that you guys want to do for your main event level guys? Is that what you want to do? And I'm just like, if you take those two guys out of that, I don't know if they can recover or figure out a way to get out of that.
I mean, it would give other people a chance to elevate themselves. So,
well, to me, right now,
they can also elevate all the mid card titles as well. Like the TNT, the International, whatever the new title is called or whatever. I don't even know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, to me, right now in the business, Will Ospreay reminds me of Roddy Piper back in my day. He comes out, he's energetic, he can talk like nobody on the microphone, and that's usually what the promoter's hunting is, who can do it all. And right now, that's Will Ospreay.
He's been fantastic for a long time. So I would love to see him get his moment in AEW, because especially him, Okada, Adam Cole. There's a couple guys that have been to AEW, and I'm just like, they're not where they need to be. So hopefully they get into that picture at some point. We have the Casino Gauntlet match, men and women's going on. Who do you guys have favored in those two matchups?
For the men, hopefully he's ready to go, but I got Darby Allin. And they do go with Darby Allin. Then the main event is definitely going to be a lot more interesting. For the women, honestly, it's a toss up, because again, that women's division, you got the two women on top, and then you have everybody else. So I would love it would be very nice if they go with Athena.
Yes,
just because it's in Texas, and she really needs to get the hell out of Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
even though once she leaves Ring of Honor will die, because really she's the only thing on that show. I just want to see her on a more prominent level.
Yeah.
But they need her. They need her in Ring of Honor, but she belongs on a higher stage. So
yeah, exactly.
So I'm definitely. I hope that
I say this on record that I missed Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor used to come on regular TV, and they've moved it off the air almost completely now, and you've got to pay extra to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just not ready to make that commitment yet. I'm paying $50 to see AEW PPLs. So I mean that's just out of this world to me.
Yeah,
I think for Ring of Honor, only like 200 or 300 people have made that commitment to actually buy their streaming service, Honor Club, or whatever. I think only a select few people made that commitment. So
why?
The hardcore fans, right?
I don't know why they just don't put it on YouTube. Just put it on YouTube. Just put it on YouTube. More people.
I'm
will watch
hoping
it.
AEW will eventually stream too at some point in the future. That's my hope. I got rid of Max streaming because I could watch AEW on cable twice a week, so I don't need Max, and they're not showing the PPVs on stream yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, like just streaming is just going to be. I just think all of them should just go to Netflix. But in the men's matchup, I'm going to go MJF, and in the women's, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench. I'm going to throw a loophole there. Britt Baker, where is she?
Well, it's funny. There was a report on social media today during the conference call that Tony Khan that did for the event. They asked about Britt Baker and the rumors about her leaving. And in typical Tony Khan fashion, he kind of passed it off and said that it's more of a situation with where how deep their roster is and not really having a spot for her, which I thought was a poor answer because it's like as bad as the match she had with Mercedes is. She's still one of your top female talent.
She can still fight Thunder Rosa. She can still fight. Exactly. There's other ways to use her.
Yeah. Like, come on, you don't have a spot. You don't have a spot for Britt Baker, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to showcase Penelope Ford?
Oh boy.
Hey, he's entertaining.
The next matchup here, we got Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship.
No, that's
Fletcher needs that one.
Adam Cole.
Yeah, that's just gonna be a great match. But like I always say, the downfall of Adam Cole needs to be studied. Like seriously, like he's in the spot right now that CM Punk was in when he was on Collision. Like literally, he's the face of Collision right now. Like the last 3 episodes of Collision, the show was kicked off with him doing his entrance, and either he's going to the commentary table or he's about to have a match. Literally,
I'm just gonna say
last
this,
3 episodes of Collision started with Adam Cole. So
you are a soldier for watching AEW Collision as well. I will say that. I will say that much. But I think Kyle Fletcher needs a win on this main stage to have that moment. Put Adam Cole in the main title picture and just let him get up there and actually have an opportunity. I think that'll work for him. We got the tag team championship match, the Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus the Patriarchy, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne.
The Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, exactly. They need to stay on top.
Should be the right
I just want to say them adding the Patriarchy to this match was the smartest thing that they could have possibly done. If this was just a regular tag team match with the Hurt Syndicate and Jet Speed, I would almost look at it and say, okay, this match needs to end inside 3 minutes. Then similar to what you said, Sonny, about the whole size mismatch with Rhea and Io. With Jet Speed and Hurt Syndicate, it's times 10. Like not only in size, but in character work and everything else. It's like grown ass men facing toddlers, literally.
And the fanfare sees this and they go, man, and they expect us to believe, but what they don't realize is the rings are solid. Those rings aren't. Air house rides at the county fair where you go in and you can bounce all up and down and all that. No, those rings are made out of 2x10s. And the old WWF rings that I wrestled in a great deal use cast iron railings straight down. And so what they would do is build the box and then put the cast iron rails in the center of that mess and then put the bat on top. So, fellas, I told Mr. Bentley as nice as I could. I say next time you're at a WWE show, pay somebody in charge of the ring setup $20 and walk out there on it. I said, and you'll be amazed at how solid that floor is. And sure, it makes boom and all that. They amplify that stuff, but I could tell. I don't mean to brag, fellas, but I can tell about 80% of the time when somebody goes down if they're hurt or not. If you see them yakking back and forth, they ain't hurt. But in Saudi Arabia, when Randy Orton could hardly move, Randy Orton was hurt.
Yeah.
Period. And when he ran into his own turnbuckle at his expense, he was really hurt.
That didn't look too fun there.
No,
but yeah, I got the Hurt Syndicate in that match. I just think they need the momentum. They need to continue to hold the titles until they can find a tag team that can actually face them, maybe FTR or whoever in that tag team division for AEW. But AEW will take place this Saturday. Bringing a wrap to the show here. Sonny, thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending time and talking about your career and giving your thoughts about the business today, insights on great stories in your career and stuff like that, and a look at the current product. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to plug anything like Wrestling Spotlight with Gerald Bentley? That's a podcast that you do. Is there anything else that you would like to plug before we get on out of here?
Mm-hmm. Just that I am at the beginning stages of trying to create a Wikipedia page, getting educated on how that's done. That's a work in progress. Very proud and tickled to be such a contributor to Gerald Bentley's Wrestling Spotlight show. I'm on there about 3 times a month now. This year have been that way since my New Year started back in April, and just kicking it as hard as I can go to stay in the groove of the business. When you do what you love, it's not work. And to do these shows, I watch 5 shows a week of wrestling, and then on pay-per-views, I find myself watching those too because I don't like not to be able to answer a question when it's thrown at me. So that's what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Sweet. Likewise with us watching wrestling. Brian's taking the extra commitment to watch Collision somehow. I don't know how he's doing it, but we all love wrestling. That's why we're here. And that's where we're gonna leave it. We're gonna continue to just network and continue talking wrestling and stuff like that. Thank you for coming on. For this episode 112, having a special guest, our very first special guest, a guy that's been in the industry, Sonny Cain.
Did not mean to lose face. It just brings out the fan in me talking about some of it. So I've been exposed to it since I was 6, and I'm 56 now, so that's 50 years. I've been in it.
Yeah, that's a long time, and hopefully we're all still continuing to be fans when we're that age on our end. Just loving the business, just love talking wrestling, love talking the sport, and looking forward to continue to do that. Thank you for joining us, Sonny. As for our fans, always kick out on 2. Until next time.